documentation for the transfer of that waste is incomplete, and they don't know the whereabouts of 140 lorry loads of rubbish. Ultimately, the public now faces the bill to deal with Mr. Millen's mess.
And the transportation and the disposal of that waste, or the incineration of that waste, will come at a cost which could easily run into 6 figures.
It's unclear who would pay for that. Swale Borough Council owns the land but didn't respond to our inquiries today. John Hunt, BBC South East Today in Sydney.
Fresh talks are to be held between the RMT and Southern Railway in a bid to resolve the year-long dispute over staffing and driver-only trains, the unions have said. The union have taken 31 days of strike action over changes to the role of conductors. A judge has been sacked for using a pseudonym to post abusive comments about cases he'd been involved in. Jason Dunshaw, who worked as both a barrister and part-time judge in Kent, commented on online newspaper articles about the cases, calling one man a donkey while others were labelled stupid. Tonight he claimed his account had been hacked. The Mental Health Trust serving Kent and Medway has been rated as good by inspectors. Just 2 years ago it was assessed as requiring improvement. The Care Quality Commission said Kent and Medway NHS and Social Care Partnership is now good overall and outstanding for being caring, but still has serious safety issues it needs to address. Our health correspondent Mark Norman reports.
A ward meeting at the acute inpatient unit in Maidstone. Inspectors described staff at the Kent and Medway Mental Health Trust as dedicated and committed, and for their boss achieving a good from the Care Quality Commission as a recognition of their work.
There is a genuine sense of commitment, warmth, and I think also an ambition now to really motor and get things that perhaps have needed sorting out for quite a long time to where they need to be.
Staff are committed at
But
the mental
alongside
health
the progress
trust.
and praise, the inspectors have raised some serious concerns. They describe high caseloads of work for staff affecting patient safety, breaching guidelines on same-sex accommodation, and they even saw bed frames that patients could use to harm themselves.
Do I?
Escalated them to the trust during the inspection, and trust took immediate action.
But it's got that bad, then they're locking the staff up.
I can confident when we left that those changes would be embedded, and we will go back in the near future to ensure that those changes have remain consistent.
For me as Chief Executive, that's been very important, that what CQC told us are things that we were already working on, and that's not to deny the seriousness of them. They are really serious problems, but we've got solutions to all of them, and that will get us where we need to be.
Kent and Medway are one of a number of improving NHS organisations in the South East. Their boss tells me they want to be rated as outstanding within 18 months. Mark Norman, BBC South East Today, Maidstone.
It's almost 7:15. This is our top story tonight. It's been announced that the new Lower Thames crossing will be a 2-mile tunnel to the east of Gravesend. The £6 billion project aims to ease congestion at Dartford, but has been met with a mixed reaction. Also in tonight's programme, we hear from the Kent star of silver screen, Gemma Arterton, whose latest movie is all about making movies.
And after a cloudy start to the day, we eventually saw some sunshine, but tomorrow that cloud is set to return. Join me shortly for a full forecast.
Starting modestly in a barn near Battle in East Sussex, Chris Keith Lucas has seen his hobby of restoring cars grow into the world's leading specialist in Jaguar sports and racing cars of the 1950s and 60s. He's now written a definitive manual on the iconic D-Type Jaguar car. The D-Type Jag was created as a racing car in the 1950s to carry on the company's success on the track. There were only 87 produced during that time, which, as you might expect, makes them pretty desirable. In fact, a 1955 D-Type was sold at auction last year for £17.5 million, making it one of the most expensive cars ever sold. Ian Palmer joins us, surrounded by some of the world's best vintage cars. Enjoy yourself.
I'm loving every minute, as you can imagine. Around 30 or 40 of these D-types remain in the country that we know about. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, only people with very deep pockets can afford them, but thankfully, the Jaguar D-Type manual is a lot more affordable.
Last year was a Jaguar victory for Flockhart and Sons, and they're both driving today in separate Jaguars.
Le Mans 1957, and the D-Type Jaguar is about to sweep past the competition. With speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour, the track is a place where careless talk
could cost lives.
The leading Jaguar driven by Ron Flockhart, last year's winner, and I'm a viewer.
Here in battle to mark the 60th anniversary of Jaguar's pioneering car, Chaz Parker has written a Haynes manual dedicated to the 20th century racing machine.
It's not going to tell you how to build your own D-type or even how to repair it necessarily, but it does explain the thinking behind the design of it, the construction of one, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to watch one being rebuilt from the ground up.
The D-type Jag is often described as a plane without wings, which is not surprising because the men who designed her came from the aeronautical industry. Their sole purpose was to win the 24-hour Le Mans race.
Jaguars first, second, third, fourth, and sixth. Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile. My curiosity running wild.
Chris Keith Lucas has been in the classic car business for more than 40 years. He says the D-type is very special.
Riding along in my automobile.
In 4.5 seconds, when everybody else was poodling around in Morris Minors and things, it must have been absolutely amazing at that time.